This then is King Alfred School, Ploen, which lies between Hamburg and Kiel in Schleswig-Holstein, North Germany. Situated amongst beautiful lakes and was, pre-war, a German marine training camp. The school opened in 1949 as one of the first boarding schools for children of the British Armed Forces and was used as such until 1957, when it was returned to the Germans. As we see it today, little has changed in the general layout. It covers a vast area of woodland, ponds, and is beside the Greater Ploen Sea, which is the largest of the lakes. It's the 11th of August 2013 and we're here at King Alfred School, Ploen, which in fact was our first main boarding school where the three of us, Margaret, Brian and myself, were educated. This is Roosevelt House behind us and we were all three housed here. Behind us is the boys section and across the quadrangle would be the girls. And it was not uncommon in those days for if boys were dating girls, and it wasn't a very common thing to do, but we'd meet them on their stairs and then walk them across to the dining hall for breakfast or whatever. But there were happy days here and we recall them with great fondness. The sports stadium and gymnasium were equipped to cover all athletic and indoor events. The running track, much to my dismay, was a good 440 yards, although I do recall managing a bronze medal for the 220-yard sprint. Overlooking the lake is the Ploen Castle, a magnificent white tower which at one time was a Prussian military school. The Dragon Boat Festival has been held here for several years. But this year, for the first time, old pupils of King Alfred School have raised a team, mainly from family members and friends. But having said that, there is one participant who was an original head boy. Now fast approaching 79, Ron French is still fit and able enough to be a member of the crew. More from Ron later. The history of the Dragon Boat is most interesting, and our good friend Murray Jones, who helped organise this event, tells us about it later. There are many boats participating in this festival, 18 per boat, 4 boats per heat, over a distance of 250 metres. For first-timers and an age scale of 13 to 78, the King Alfred School boat came away with their heads held high, a truly magnificent performance. We're here in Ploen in Schleswig-Holstein, which is in the northern part of Germany, and we're celebrating the Dragon Boat Festival. It's an annual event, but this year is a special occasion in that King Alfred School Ploen, where we all attended, has participated for the first time and done exceptionally well. We're here with Paul, Peter and Ron French, who are well known throughout the King Alfred School era. So, Paul, can you tell us something about this event, please?
Yes, first of all, it's been a terrific experience, not only for us, but everyone who took part. The idea first came when I had a letter from Frau Sonntag, the widow of Herbert Sonntag, who's such a great friend of us all, a great international athlete, and she sent me a photograph of the Dragon Boat race which took place in 2012. And I saw this photograph and I thought, we must take part in this, why not? We have the opportunity and maybe we could do it. And also we have someone who knows all about dragon boat racing, Murray Jones, who's taken part in dragon boat races in Hong Kong. I spoke to Murray and he said, super idea, but maybe we need oxygen if we have 75-year-olds and 80-year-olds in the boat. Why not bring the younger generation in? And Peter said, yes, we will do that. We will get the younger generation involved. And I started checking around and the enthusiasm has been incredible. First of all, and I wrote around to those who I knew would be interested in such a thing. I wrote to Dusty, Brian Miller, and I said, look, we put a boxing team together. How about putting a dragon boat team together? And he said, yes, I'll get on to my Vikings in Iceland. So we had his 2 nephews from Iceland, and suddenly we had people taking part from as far afield as USA, and that it started building up. And I rang up people who I knew in Ploen, and they rang up and they checked, and there was great enthusiasm from Ploen, and they said, yes, please come.
I even noticed that Ron participated in some of the practices. Ron, you're quite happy with that, were you?
Well, I think it incredible. He's too modest to say himself, but he took part in the boat. And in fact, I would say that we had the significance of having perhaps the oldest participant in Ron, who's 78 getting on to 79, and the youngest one who is a nephew of Brian Miller. Ron and Peter would probably like to say a few words. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it very much. It was good fun. It was good fun mixing in with the younger ones. It was a great reunion for KAS, for King Alfred School, and at the same time a great reunion for our family and for many other families. So we had family reunions and the school reunion all in one. We've been very warmly welcomed by the Ploeners here and by the Unteroffizier Schule members. We're going to see them tomorrow. We know we've done very well in this race.
Peter, you've enjoyed the time here, have you?
I've enjoyed it, and it's been particularly great to see how well the team has done. They came second in their 3 races, which is a tremendous achievement, and I see that in the finals they were in various squads, but they had the second fastest time in the finals, which is a tremendous achievement. And as a spectator, it was great to see. But the most enjoyable thing was to see...
It's been an excellent day. And we're so happy that the 3 of you can record this historic event together.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's been great.
Great, thanks a lot.
Yes, I'll start.
Let's end this film with a word from Paul French and Murray
It's been very
Jones.
thrilling to be involved in this. It's been a great project, and I never thought that it would come to such a thrilling finale, really, and to see the boats move in such a, from my point of view, spectacular way across the water, always fighting for first place, was below the castle of Schloss Ploen, was really quite thrilling. And I must congratulate you. Thank you very much for all you've put into it and for working in such an excellent manner. Thank you very much indeed. Of course, none of this would have even started if we didn't have a dragon boat expert. And when we suddenly thought about experts and dragon boats, we thought about Murray. And so that's where it all started. I was in Hong Kong, Murray was in Hong Kong. The difference was that Murray was involved in dragon boats and I watched dragon boats. So I would like to thank Murray for his enthusiasm and expertise that made this all possible. Thank you very much indeed.
First of all, the mention of expert. I don't know if you know, but the definition of an expert, X is an unknown factor and a spurt is a drip under pressure. However, you're following in a tradition that is 2,000 years old, for those who didn't know. Ku Yuan was a nobleman who railed against corruption against his emperor in China, and he was on the side of the poor people and the fishermen. He was so much of a nuisance that they banished him, but his influence is still so strong that they sent a gang after him to kill him. When he got told about this, he was so disappointed that he filled his frock coat up with rocks and walked into the river and drowned himself. And when the word got to the fishermen, they raced out in their boat and they beat the water and they threw rice dumplings in so that the fish wouldn't eat his soul. And that was on the 5th day of the 5th moon, which is roughly the beginning of June. And every year for 2,000 years, somewhere in China, people have been going out and, well, splashing, making noise on the water. It gradually became competitive in the villages, and in '71 I think the first foreign team went to Hong Kong, which was Japan. Next year was Philippines, and then everybody jumped in, and it was in the 90s that it was decided to have an international federation. And I was at the World Championships a couple of weeks ago in Hungary, and there were 3,000 athletes there. We had 300 races in 5 days, and I'm back in Hamburg in the weekend after next for the European Championships, and we're off again. So it's a very long tradition. If it hasn't got a drum, if it hasn't got a dragon's head and tail, then it's not a dragon boat, and we've done that. We didn't know what to expect at the beginning. I thought, well, we can make an effort. We'll get there. And you all were so quick in learning. I mean, the first time we went out, we did pretty well. Second time, we were a little bit better. And I gather the other evening over on the other lake was quite a splendid performance. And then, of course, to get ourselves second fastest overall in the last batch of races is something special. And I feel absolutely proud of everybody. Yeah.